I'm Dr. John Deitch, WellSpan Health orthopedic surgeon. WellSpan Health delivers orthopedic care you can count on to get you back to your best. From common bone and joint problems to complex injuries, our team of surgeons, physicians, therapists, and athletic trainers work together for you. That's why we're the official sports medicine provider for this team, that team, and your team. That's how WellSpan Health delivers orthopedic care you can count on.
Trouble can find anyone. At Frank Walker Law, we take the time to understand your situation and work tirelessly on your behalf. Hard-hitting representation when you need it the most. A real law firm getting real results.
Get moving with the Planet Fitness Black Card and check out all the perks. Like access to over 2,000 locations? You got it. Bring a guest anytime. That's right. And relax and unwind with massage chairs and more. Plus, get tons of variety and space to move in our super clean clubs. Your fitness is essential. Join Planet Fitness today and get all the perks of the PF Black Card.
Join now and get the PF Black Card for just $22.99 a month. Hurry, deal ends soon.
Chambersburg University, we don't just celebrate success, we live it. With endless academic opportunities, a vibrant campus life, and a community of alumni support, at SHIP, you design the future you want. There are so many reasons SHIP is it.
Let me help you with your vision, they losing their sight here. Time to send the world a message they might hear. Like Meek Mills, I'm making it quite clear. I'm chasing my dreams and fighting my nightmares. I'm going real hard, I'm talking words you understand, I'm talking real bars. I'm going everywhere you know, I'm talking real far. Yeah, it's time to raise a toast to this thing to the Lord the most. As I go from coast to coast, I'm talking north side, I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how I spit it when I flow. When I go and light a fuse and I set to let it blow. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, time to check my status and the GOAT is what it be. And you know I'm over 30, so my level is a G. And I may be from the hood, but I'm way beyond these streets. And my pockets hate a diet, so they always down to eat. Even though they screaming fame, and it's always spelling me. And I'll never hang it up till my mission is complete. And I'm looking at you haters, I suggest you take a seat. Cause it's all fun and games till a killer show his teeth. This is for them cats that be screaming homies. Claiming that you real, but we know you're phony. Now I'm chilling with my sons, they my one and only. Like the Triller brothers, yeah, we screaming lions only. Step into this den, I welcome all who will dare. Never met a David, tell me whom shall I fear? Gotta rep the nation, black and gold is what I wear. If you look to your left, to your right, I'm everywhere. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide.
Roxamore Sports live here at the Chambersburg High School. We covered an interesting game between Woodland Hills and Severn. Right now we are covering a game between Rock Creek Christian Academy and St. Benedict. It's the boys varsity basketball team, and man, is it starting off hot.
And you can see now the Gray Bees, after a lost ball, that'll go back over to St. That'll go back over to Rock Creek. Both clubs have no knowledge of each other, but will get to know each other quite well in the manner of this game right now, as that ball goes right out of the hands, but collected right back by Rock Creek. Right now, you have number 4, Ty Williams. Ty Williams getting the screen now from his teammates, You see Andrew Williams get the ball back over to number 10. That's Ronnie Davis. And that jump catch by will go back over to Williams. Williams with the floating pass going up off the rim, rebounded there by the Graybees. And don't get me mispronounced there. They are the St. Benedict Preparatory School Gray Bees, not the honeybees you see every day. And that three-point shot is good. 3-2 is the score in this ball game. Excellent three-point shot there. And now we'll have to see what the Eagles do to reciprocate. And they'll have that stepped right out of bounds. Back-to-back errors now for Rock Creek after they start the game with an early field goal.
So far, it seems like St. Benedict has a pretty good passing right now.
The Graybees get a foul called against the Eagles. As we'll see number 21 go up for the Graybees. That is David Johnson, forward junior, 6'8". You can see that large frame on him. Imagine a lot of scouts are there looking for a large-framed man to come and join their squad in the future. He is a junior, so keep in mind maybe one more year of eligibility before he moves on. Have some scouts check out some of his games in the future. His first free throw is no good. And the second will bounce out and will be rebounded by the Eagles. Rock Creek Christian Academy with the ball once again, as that's passed back over to Williams. Williams hands back over. That may have been intended there for number 22, Kong, but instead Williams will get the ball once again as he's defended well, and he'll go for the three-point shot as that's bounced off the rim. Graybees box out any possible rebound there by the Eagles, and they'll go back on the attack. Great work defensively there if you're the prep school and St. Benedict. Three-point chance there, and that bounces off the face of the rim. And we have another charge. That'll be pushed back. That'll be caught by number 11 for the Graybees. That's Johnson. And now we're going to have a field goal go in. 5-2 your score for St. Benedict. Ty Williams again, and that three-point shot is no good. That's rebounded by the Graybees once again. We see number 4, Parnell. It passes it. Parnell gets the ball once again. And 11, Johnson. That's pushed to the outside corner. See that push back over. And now Parnell with the ball. Three-point shot is good.
Beautiful.
Parnell with a three-point opportunity. He cashes in. And now 8-2 lead go the Graybees. You see Williams trying to get his Eagles in the game. Williams gets the ball again inside. Number 21 will go from 3, and he will hit.
Excellent.
That'll be Kong, correction, number 22.
Yeah,
The Graybees back once again. Three-point game early in the game, and there'll be a foul called against number 4, Parnell.
We're just cutting into this game, but two things I'm liking so far is St. Benedict's passing and then the defense by the Christian Academy, the Rock Creek Christian Academy. They have a great defense so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We'll see how it plays out in the next 4 quarters, but
obviously the 3 points on the part of the Graybees. Another one flies. That seems to be their recipe for success. You can see St. Benedict missing on that shot, rebounded by the Eagles. You see Williams again over the outside. He looks over to number 1, Little John. Little John moving behind. Little John will get the ball over to Williams. Williams gets the ball back. And he'll get it over to number 10, and that's going to be Davis. That goes back over, number 22, Kong again. Kong passes over to Williams. Williams goes back, and that's just out of reach for Ronnie Davis. The senior, 6'4", for Rock Creek Christian Academy.
It's quite a height. All
It's
right.
quite the tongue twister for these schools, albeit respect them. The Graybees pushing around, another three-point shot, and that is good. Letting threes rain. That is their third to go in for the game. 11-5 lead the Graybees.
Yeah, if you can make great passes, you can make great shots. Excellent free throws at that.
Number 2, Maurice Vassell will be called for the foul there, going over and pleading his case to the official.
Got
We
5.
see Williams sitting alongside the Graybees bench, looking to inbound this to the Eagles.
They're not too far off, though. 5 points, you can climb up pretty well.
Inbound pass goes to the backcourt, and we see Williams move in, and that goes over. We see that collected there by Davis, and Davis will hand it off over to Williams, back over to Little John, and now back to Williams again. Williams gets a little tap on the hip, and they're going to call foul. It looks like Williams will get a trip to the line.
That was good passing, though. Good rotation by the
Colin
Rock Creek.
Parnell looks like he will get the foul called, and we'll get 2 shots from Williams. First one is not a go. Only down by 6 here with 2:51 to go in the first period. Looks like Williams has been the general for this game and part of the Rock Creek Eagles.
6 and 11.
5-point game here. The Graybees looking to make something happen here. Passes back and forth they go. Goes back over to number 2. That's Vassell. They will get the shooting foul, and it looks like Vassell will go up and have 2 shots of his own. Maurice Vassell, junior point guard for St. Benedict's Prep School.
Beautiful shot there, right in the basket.
And Vassell makes this a 7-point game, 13-6 to go. And we have Williams, and he'll reach over and get it to Little John. Little John passes back over. That's to Davis. Davis, he'll hand it over to Williams, who runs around the interior of the arc. Looks like we're getting an offensive foul there on Leach Kong, the 6'7" junior for the Eagles.
Again, look at that passing. It's fluid. It's
Good mid-range shot
well
there is no
judged.
good. That's number 12, Williams, for the Graybees. And the Graybees are going to get a steal here, and they look like they're marching down with high authority. And you see number 4 with the open three-point look as that bounces off the rim. You see Williams as he tosses it inside, and the layup is up and good. You see Josh Davis, number 3 there.
It's good
Ronnie
judgment.
Davis, forgive me. It looks like we have 2 brothers playing alongside each other. Josh and Ronnie Davis, 3 and 10. We'll have to look up for that later in the game. And it looks like the Graybees get another score, up 16-8. Williams passes to the outside. Over to Little John. Ronnie Davis will pass. Looks like Rock Creek Christian Academy will use their first timeout. Up by 8 with 1:05 to go here in the first period. This is St. Benedict's Preparatory High School Grabies up by 8 against the Rock Creek Christian Academy Eagles.
St. Benedict definitely has that good range altogether, which is really working to their...
You can see St. Benedict, obviously they've taken many shots from deep. They have 3 3-pointers to their name so far. They've attempted at least 2 or 3 more to go alongside that, so it looks like 3 for 5 or 3 for 6. Still, I'm sure they will rain down as many as it takes to get them anywhere close to victory. They will hold on to the lead for now. As we get back out of timeout here, we'll see the Eagles come over and see what they can do to bring this to a closer ball game. So we have Little John. He will be guarded by the Grabies, number 11. That is Tyler Johnson. See Little John give a little shove, and he asking for the ball from Williams. Little John now has coverage in his face as he looks at dribble. He pushes inside with the mid-range jumper, and that goes nothing but net. Up by 6 now, the Grabies getting a little bit of pressure from the Eagles, looking to add to their lead once again. They pass inside, and this will be almost stolen, but the Grabies hold on. Outside corner 3 is good. Woo! Outstanding shot there by number 10. That's Jeliah Grant for the Grabies. Jeliah Grant and that luscious mane that he's rocking, instead of being a bee, he wanted to be a lion.
Excellent shot there by
Great shot there
Rock Creek
by the Eagles. And it's back to being a 7-point game as the clock will tick down. Heat check now, and he makes it from deep. Almost a logo shot to end the quarter. That's probably the deepest shot we've seen in the entire tournament now. That must have been at least from 30 feet out. Wonderful shot by the Grabies. 3-pointers are definitely their MO. We will be right back in a moment to bring you the second period. This is Roxamore Sports Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to the start of the second period now. The 10-point lead that was in due part to the tremendous 3-point shot by the Grabies, and another 3, and that's good. They're letting them rain now. That's at least their 6th for the game. Outstanding play by St. Benedict. And the Eagles are on the receiving end of these wonderful shots, trying to make something happen of their own. Williams gets the trick pass. That goes up, and it goes off the face of the rim. And we have an opportunity for breakaway, and that rolls in, and the continuation for foul. 27-12, go the Grabies. They've opened the score up tremendously with 7:30 to go, just starting the second period.
Yeah, that was just given to Benedict right there. That ball was wide open, and they took no chances wasting time.
Well, I think with this tournament so far, I think we can both agree that this has probably been the most 3-happy team we've seen out of St. Benedict. They've just been letting them go, and I'm sure we'll get plenty more to see as this game goes on.
No kidding, yeah.
And that 3-point play is completed, up 28-12, the 16-point lead here in the second. Eagles need to make something happen here to get out of this hole. Williams surveying the field. He drives by, and he loses track of something very important, the ball.
Yeah. not only do they have a good offensive strategy, but they have great defense. And to a large extent, what we keep mentioning is their height is definitely playing to their benefit in defending their net.
Tylaw Johnson will be given the foul there as we see Williams makes his first free throw.
Excellent shot.
Bring this a little closer now as they're only down by 15. And he makes his second.
Excellent.
We hear the bells ring over towards the Eagles bench. Probably some form of luck they've used throughout the season. We see now 11 for the Gray Bees once again. That's Tylaw Johnson who got the foul called on him earlier. It looks like offensive foul will get the ball back to the Eagles. They can use all the help they can get at this moment coming out of this hole. Williams crossing the line now. He's defended well by number 10. And now the deep three of their own, and that will go. Threes raining from all sides here. No rim is safe today with the way that this team and all others are shooting.
It takes a lot of skill to make those 3 shots.
Teams probably practice every day and night. I mentioned earlier, a lot of these teams probably have players that have their own rims. Another three-pointer is good. Unbelievable play by the Gray Bees.
This definitely sets a record for the tournament, at least so far.
Well, obviously, this is the first year. It'll be very hard for other teams in following years to keep up with this. As we get the rebound here, number 21 of the Gray Bees.
And as we would imagine, these scouts are taking notes of these players' performance tonight as scholarships are available.
Well, I'm sure you're looking at this, you're a D1 or D2 school, and obviously three-pointing is coming to the leagues, NBA, NCAA. They rain them down every now and then. March Madness, everything can come down to just one play. One deep three-pointer. I can think back a few years ago. I remember Villanueva, when they won the national championship, it was back and forth between them and North Carolina, and it was just nothing but relentless three-point shooting. And that's kind of just the game we've had. We kind of give credit in NBA to Steph Curry after he gets the three-point record going his way. The culture is just shifting to a more three-point centric team and leagues going around, not just here, but across the whole nation.
Exactly. And it all begins at games like this, high school games.
And that trickles around the rim before slowly coming down, and we have a three-point play here for the Eagles. That's number 10, Ronnie Davis. You've mentioned Davis before. He's had himself a few fair drives to go into this first half with 5:26 to go. Davis will not make that three-point play happen. That will get rebounded by the Gray Bees.
I think it's in the origin of every NBA legend. It always starts with a school. So I think it's games like this that are the most impactful and how a player starts off a career.
Well, I'd agree. I think that the league, obviously the NBA, you've seen players come across the world, and I think it's evolved time and time again. You've had physical, dominant forces. We've mentioned earlier the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, how he's just been a wonderful addition to the Bucks over the years. Another deep three! Logo threes back-to-back for the Gray Bees.
Right
oh,
there.
my goodness, I can't even talk right now.
Right there by Grant from the Benedicts. There was an excellent shot there. Although it's to be noted that Tylaw Johnson is a powerhouse in this match as well, as he's making these decent passes and 3 shots himself.
Well, there's still a whole bit of the second period to go here, but I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss in the halftime show coming up shortly. Gray Bees inbound now. They'll go back and forth. Pass inside. They'll stick to outside where they've been letting it rain, and that bounces off the rim. Bit of a miracle if you're the Eagles. And a steal now by St. Benedict. And that drive's been going. And they're going to say that that's going to be a defensive foul against the Eagles.
Yeah, if I was looking at that correctly, it looked like he was trying to make a leverage off his opponent's shoulder there so he can get closer to the dunk.
I don't know if it was necessarily a dunk. I think he was going to the side more for layup. It kind of depends. I'd have to see from a different angle. The first free throw will go in. The Gray Bees add to their lead. They're up by 16 now. And that second one will be no good. And we'll have another foul call. It's David Johnson, I believe, who will be given the foul. The ball will go back over to Rock Creek Christian Academy. And Williams and Littlejohn are trotting back over to the other side of the court. You can see Grant defending well. That ball is handed back over to Littlejohn. Littlejohn moves inside. He hands it back over to Williams there. Williams hands it over to the outside of number 10 there. That's Ronnie Davis. Littlejohn pushing, and he goes for the mid-range jumper, and that cascades off the back of the rim. And Davis will get that to go off the rim. 35-21 with 3:36 to go here in the second.
Rock Creek is just creaking back up as they get closer to 21, under 35.
With Vessel now, he was thinking for the three-pointer. He'll instead give it to his teammates. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can. Jahiljan Grant, guard, senior for St. Benedict. So a lot of the scouts out there that may not know his name, there's his resume, Grant, being an excellent three-point shooter. Woo. We see the big man show his moves as we see Rock Creek go up 2. Nice drive there, and he'll get the traveling call after some nifty moves inside the defense of the Eagles. That was Maurice Vassell, who's been letting it up on the drive while the rest of his team's been more of the three-point hot shot. Williams will hand over to his big man. That's handed over to Davis, to Littlejohn. Littlejohn will spin back over to Williams. And we'll see a light screen there, but Williams will move on through, being guarded that time by Grant. Grant moving side to side. You can see him. And now Littlejohn loses his balance for a moment, steps back with the fadeaway, and that's good. Excellent shot there by Littlejohn.
That was great maintenance right there by Littlejohn. He held on to that ball. Opposition was coming to him pretty strong, but he held on to it, and he made the shot, and he was successful.
The 6'4 senior, Jeremiah Littlejohn, adds on to the score for the Eagles. Timeout called here, 2:05. 38-25 the score for the Gray Bees.
And, yeah, that was a pretty fantastic performance. Just three shots, one after the other. And right now, the game is going to resume back pretty soon.
I'm afraid to start talking again because I'm afraid they're going to go out of the timeout and shoot another 3 in our face. Back-to-back logo threes. You might as well think this is an NBA game. It's obviously an official-sized sport, and these young men are training to become professionals one day if they can. Ultimate dream of theirs. Obviously not meeting each other before, but trying to show their skill case to all and above.
There's always going to be a Michael Jordan out there somewhere. It all began somewhere. Right?
Well, I wouldn't go that far yet. Obviously, Michael Jordan is certainly known to many as the greatest to ever play the game, but there's a lot of NBA players that are great without being Jordan. And that layup is up and in, and they're going to give the continuation for a three-point play. Obviously, the NBA, over the course of its several decades, you've seen many great faces come and go, and before that, you have many of them that have appeared in many NCAA schools fighting for that elusive championship. And before that, many of them start right here in these tournaments. A lot of them don't know anything about each other. Sometimes it goes back even lower. You go to your AAU. You go to them being youth, being kids. They're practicing when they're basically 6 or 7 years old, and they're giving them a ball to dribble. There's a long process that goes to going that, but obviously they're all passionate, and hopefully they all find a face out there someday.
Exactly.
Little John will pass over to Davis, and Little John will get it again. Defense call, and a missed swat that time, and that will go up and in. The Eagles are coming back ever so closely.
Good shot there. Still a wide gap as it's 27 under 41, but
Down by 14 with 1:18 to go here in the second period. St. Benedict Graybees. The Graybees have the ball once again. They charge up court. He goes through the distance, and he'll get fouled. That's Vassell again on the attack. That inbound pass goes deep towards the midline, and he'll go ahead and dribble. Not sure what that call was. I'm not sure myself.
Air horns.
Seems we had a technical issue in this building right now after the missed three-pointer, and now the screen gives an opportunity for the Bees to get another shot off. 40 seconds to go here in this first half. Clock winding down, and three-point shot. That rattles around, rebounded by the Eagles. Little John trotting upfield as he's going to be guarded. Davis, the inside corner now. And we'll see Williams point up, trying to hold on to the clock. Bit of confusion on the faces of some of the Graybees as they let the clock wind down. Less than 10 seconds to go here. And they'll pass over to Davis, back over to Williams, over to Little John, and he's going from deep.
Oh.
And that hits the backboard. And that shot will be waved away as that is the end of the first half. The St. Benedict Preparatory School Graybees up 41-27 over the Rock Creek Christian Academy Eagles. We'll be back here shortly to give you the halftime report. Again, this is Dylan Offerman alongside my co-host,
Maximilian Kiefer.
This is Roxamore Sports Network. We'll be back after these messages.
Dr. John Deitch, WellSpan Health orthopedic surgeon. WellSpan Health delivers orthopedic care you can count on to get you back to your best. From common bone and joint problems to complex injuries, our team of surgeons, physicians, therapists, and athletic trainers work together for you. That's why we're the official sports medicine provider for this team, that team, and your team. That's how WellSpan Health delivers orthopedic care you can count on.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
Get moving with the Planet Fitness Black Card and check out all the perks. Like access to over 2,000 locations? You got it. Bring a guest anytime. That's right. And relax and unwind with massage chairs and more. Plus, get tons of variety and space to move in our super clean clubs. Your fitness is essential. Join Planet Fitness today and get all the perks of the PF Black Card.
Join now and get the PF Black Card for just $22.99 a month. Hurry, deal ends soon.
At Chambersburg University, we don't just celebrate success, we live it. With endless academic opportunities, a vibrant campus life, and a community of alumni support, at SHIP, you design the future you want. There are so many reasons SHIP is it.
Trouble can find anyone. At Frank Walker Law, we take the time to understand your situation and work tirelessly on your behalf. Hard-hitting representation when you need it the most. A real law firm getting real results.
Roxamore Sports Live. We're here at the Chambersburg High School watching our sixth event this evening. It is the Rock Creek Christian Academy versus the St. Benedict. And man, what a game it has been. It's been one 3-point after the other. So far, a notable powerhouse, I would say, is Tyler Johnson of St. Benedict, as he's been making some pretty decent passes and pretty decent free throws, as well as Little John at Rock Creek Christian Academy, as he has made some pretty decent passes and free throws himself that were quite successful.
Those are good points there, but I think one of the big things we had to talk about here is the three-point shooting. We've made it a big point and talked about this, that this game has been the most threes that we've seen across any game in the tournament. You saw back-to-back three-pointers early on by the Gray Bees, and then we see a great 30-foot or more, probably, three-point shot go in, and then they get another one. And then you see towards the end of the second quarter, you end up seeing the Eagles start to throw in their three-point shooting. Obviously, we've talked about this, how the leagues have developed now. Not every school's game is going to be the same. And obviously the MO right now for St. Benedict, and even the Eagles a little bit, is their three-point shooting.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think what's really working to their advantage is the distance they're managing to get on these passes. In most cases in these previous games that we've been witnessing, a lot of players kind of just dribble it close enough within range, like within just like 10 feet or so of the other player. But these guys are like halfway across the court, and we're seeing them make really long, deep passes. And it's been well received, and ultimately I believe that is playing a role into how they're making these long distance shots in itself. It's the eye. The eye has to be accurate with the player as you're moving, and we certainly are seeing that right now.
So I think if you're looking at this from the perspective of the Eagles, you can't really blame them too much for that three-point shooting. Obviously, you want to have good perimeter defense, but that's not going to do too well when you see Maurice Vessel driving in front of your face and getting easy layups. So you have to have a little bit of a combination of both, that great perimeter defense, and then at times you're going to have to box in and hold off Vessel and company from going in there for the easy layups. I think that when you look at this from the Gravy's perspective, though, I think that obviously you're happy that those shots go in, but you also need to have a backup plan if you start seeing the Eagles shooting better in your face.
And I absolutely agree with that. What I think right now is working against their defensive blocking is, I'm looking at the difference in the height here, and it seems like the Eagles are kind of at a disadvantage because the St. Benedicts are at a notable height difference. And right now it's, you can jump, obviously you can jump, you can catch the balls and stuff like that, but it still does play a role in how well you defend the net.
Well, some of the names that we haven't mentioned so far, you look across the board, Ford Eventon Brown, 6'10", junior, and then you look over again, Jeremiah St. James is 6'9". You know, you have a lot of these tall guys out there that really haven't had to exert themselves too much. They'll probably go and get their screens occasionally, but a lot of it, again, has been those deep shots going in. I think that if you ever had to change this MO for this game, you could rely on your bigs to go in. I mentioned this a couple of games now. I'm a big fan of the pick and roll. It's one of those famous rules that you got to go. I had a big excerpt that I saw of Larry Bird going and doing it. I'm sure a lot of these high schoolers would love nothing more than to make Larry Bird proud and have a point go to pick and roll and end up having this be an exceptional game on that front.
Absolutely, absolutely. And before we go, would you say there's any sort of particular all-star for any team that you have taken note at that you're really impressed with?
Oh, yeah. Well, I would say Jeremiah Grant, number 10 for the Graybees. Obviously, he's been the main shooter for them, but I've also seen him squaring up and playing a lot of good defense against the Eagles. Especially early on, you can see his massive dreadlocks. I kind of made the joke before that it looks more like a mane of a lion, but he must have the ferocious intent of a lion as well, being able to go in, square up, get the ball back to his team, and now they have an astounding lead right now. As for the Eagles, you know, you kind of mentioned earlier, you know, I think Ronnie Davis has been playing a great game. I saw Kong early on. He's a massive force for the Eagles. He could be used a lot more for pick and roll as well, off of what I was saying. And then also, you know, you saw Little John participating, going up and down the court. He's the Little John, but he actually has a good bit of height to him. I would say him and Williams need to start going in and having more fast break opportunities off steals. If you can play a better defensive game, stop the shots, go in for good drives, and you'll have a great chance of getting a comeback going.
Absolutely, and hopefully they take note of that as the score is 41-27. The game is about to resume.
56 seconds to go here, and we'll be back at the third period here in just a moment. This is Roxamore Sports Network live here at Chambersburg High School. Indirect home team and the Eagles. Obviously, both are new to this facility here in Chambersburg. Both trying to make a name for themselves. This is the Hoops for Harmony tournament going on, day 2. This is game 6, brought to you live here on Roxamore Sports Network. We'll be bringing you the opening inbound pass here in a second. It looks like Little John will be handing that over to Williams, as we have the Graybees bring it over. And now Williams will be taking it up the court. Williams hands it off to his big man, and he will toss it up. Williams catches it. Williams looks behind and sees Davis. He will take it up and get the jump shot himself. That almost swats in off of the Bees defender. Williams gets the ball back thanks to help from Davis. Williams, he hands the ball over to Little John. That'll go back over to Davis. He gets the screen for the three-point shot. That hits off the back of the rim. Certainly not what you want to see, missed three-point shots the way that the Graybees have been shooting so far in this game. And we're going to have a travel called here against the Graybees. But now we have the Eagles getting another chance at life. Williams, once again, heel handoff. Let's see number 34 as he hands the ball off. That's 23, Imani Aw. That goes over to Williams. He gets the screen. Williams backpedals. He gets the ball, and that goes off the backboard, and a foul is going to be called against the Graybees.
That maintenance, though, he really knows how to maintain that ball.
Looks like number 4, that's going to be Connell Parnell. We mentioned Parnell's name early on in the game as he's been a great contributor for that Graybees team as well. Free throw number 1 is good. And the Eagles Christian, that's Williams on the free throw line. And now the Graybees almost unloaded there for another one, but he'll instead take the mid-range and get nothing but nets. Graybees are shooting the lights out of this Eagles team. And now we see Williams again as he gets a double guard on the big. And then Little John as he slips to the floor, and that rolls out of bounds. We see a sliding Graybee go over. He's consoled by St. Benedict players all around. Looks like the Eagles will keep possession.
That ball was free to go.
Williams will come back off the inbounds pass. Little John now as he's well defended. We see Williams once again. And that goes over to Davis for a moment. Back over to the center to the big man. He tries to make a drive happen. Look at him move. That hits off the back line under the rim. That'll stay with Rock Creek though. Rock Creek on the inbound pass, and that will be Little John that will get it. Little John having Davis behind him, but he's going to get fouled before he does anything else. Williams goes back, ready to inbound this over. Davis cuts inside. He gets the ball, and he's up and under. And that rolls just off the rim. And the Graybees will take it out, being well defended by a Williams in the back. And that mid-range jumper goes off multiple bodies, finally rebounded by the Graybees of St. Benedict.
Maurice.
And Vaso, we've mentioned his name time and time again. He has quick feet on him as he gets a light screen. He'll drive in again. He'll get the big man assist. And that is the beautiful pick and roll that I mentioned earlier. St. Benedict Graybees. Remember that name for their work in this tournament so far. Great shooting, great drive, pick and roll. They have it all in their arsenal. And look at the big man go for the Eagles. They collect their own rebound. That shot goes up. They want to try to keep that inside, but that will go out of bounds.
Not Little Rock, that's a city, but Rock Creek was all positioned in the right place, it looked like, for that. So they should be commended for that.
Inbound pass behind his back, and that rattles around the rim. That's rebounded by the Eagles, and that will go in. Little 2-foot jumper there under the rim. Ronnie Davis will get credit for that shot, and now the Graybees get to work. And you can see Vassell working his magic, and now that's number 23, Dembell. Williams will get the rebound for the Eagles, and that's stolen right away by Vassell. He does a little trickery there, tries to roll it behind his back to his teammate. Unfortunately, that goes right into the stands.
Looks like Williams had that pretty well kept for the most part. That distraction, I think, really fed into that pass being a miss.
You think there's a little bit of a worry that you want to try to get some flair going in the middle of the broadcast? Little John now driving, and he gets a nice jumper to go. Mid-range shot. Brings the score a little bit closer now. Only 12 points down are the Eagles to the Graybees. You see Vassell working his magic, but the Eagles have another turnover.
Really
3
is.
on 1, and the shot is up, but it'll be a foul call, and 2 shots will be going for Rock Creek Christian Academy. Looks like Ty Williams will have another trip to the line. Between Ty Williams and Maurice Vessel, both schools appreciate the work that these two are doing for their squad. See a substitution now as we get, looks like number 11 in for the Gray Bees, Tyler Johnson, as well as number 12. It looks like Ryan Williams. And that free throw is good. 45-34 your score in the third period, 3:29 to go and counting. And we see now as Johnson hands that ball over to his left, and we see the screen forming by David Johnson as he holds steady, but we see the drive forming, and we see one of the Eagles fall down.
Yeah, it was a rough fall.
That would be Ronnie Davis.
34 under 45.
And the Gray Bees with another drive by Vassell, and that will jump around in the hands. Vassell tries to throw it back, but the big man once again swats it out of bounds.
Yeah, Raw Creek's number 34. He's a powerhouse in himself, as he's constantly swatting these balls out.
That three-point shot almost went in, rebounded by the Gray Bees, and that will be fouled. Jeremiah Littlejohn will be given the foul there. We'll have another trip to the line. The Eagles will go, trying to eat away at this lead that the Gray Bees have formed.
Tyler.
We see Tyler Johnson make his first free throw. And Johnson goes 2 for 2 on that exchange. Lose the ball for a second there. We see 34 go over and collect and get that back over. We see Williams. He's been showing his moves. Actually, no, that's going to be Davis. Davis hands over to Littlejohn. Littlejohn from 3. And that will rattle just inside, but scoop right back out. And the Gray Bees will collect and attack. And we see a nice drive forming there by Vassell, but that will not go in. Gray Bees moving around the arc. Another drive, and that one will go, and the foul. Wonderful play by Maurice Vassell. Correction there, that was not Vassell there, that was Tyler Johnson. Great physical play there by both players, Vassell and Johnson. Foul called there. We'll get to see his free throw after the timeout here. 49-34 the score. St. Benedict giving the business to Rock Creek Christian Academy. This is Roxamore Sports Network. We're going to be giving you the intended sponsor for today. Roxamore presents Season 3 of The Rock, comedy show in orbit, headlined by Terry Jones, Lena, and Gino. Hosted by Izzy For Real on February 18th, 2022. $25 in advance, $30 at the door. Phone number for that is 412-378-8271. That's 412-378-8271, or go simply to www.rockcomedyshow.com. Doors open at 6. That's Rock's Landing, 506 Chartiers Avenue, McKees Rock, PA 15136.
A successful shot by Tyler Johnson of St. Benedict there, bringing the score up to a nice even 50 for St. Benedict Gray Bees.
Down by 16, Williams with the ball once again. as he looks to have someone open as he can get the lane forming, and Davis will move to his right. Davis will pass around. That'll go in the hands, and that'll jump right out. Loose ball. Little John tries to get it. And that will go back over to the Grabies. Looks like Johnson, Ty-Law Johnson, will get the ball. We actually have 2 Johnsons on the team for St. Benedict, so it might be confusing. Number 21, David Johnson. Number 11, Ty-Law Johnson.
What a shot right there by number 2 of St. Benedict. That was Maurice Fassel.
Ronnie Davis will reciprocate in kind against the Grabies for the Eagles. And look at this drive once again.
Goes in for seconds, Maurice Fassel.
That's Vassell going in on the drive once again. We've mentioned his name as well as Johnson multiple times now for the clubs. Look, it bounced off the shoe of one of the Grabies, but it ends up to his intended target. That goes up for Williams, but that shot is short.
1 minute.
1 minute to go here, 53 seconds to be exact. Tyler Johnson will get called for the foul. Been a long day for us all here. We see the Eagles pushing up now. 45 seconds to go here in the third period. And that will rattle around and in. That's number 5 for the Eagles, Amado. See Williams trying to defend against Vassell. Vassell, he gets the ball swatted for a moment, but only to appear in the hands of the other driver, Ty-Law Johnson. Back to Vassell now as he's defended by Williams. He gets a move on by Vassell. Vassell has put his dance shoes on as he's ready to go tango to tango. Vassell at the three-point arc, but he'll go in. He gets that to go. What the circus shot that is at the buzzer. Maurice Vassell doing it all for this Grabies team here so far. 56-38 in the third period. This has been a fabulous show so far for us in this Game 6, Day 2, here at Chambersburg High School. This is Roxamore Sports Network. We will be right back after these messages. In Severn, but it's still exciting. You've seen so much going on here. Drives, pick and roll, and the elusive three-point shooting has been excellent for both fronts, especially by St. Benedict's Prep School. And number 5 for the Eagles, that's Amado That'll go in for the inbound pass. That'll go back to Williams. Ty Williams, leading driver here for this Rock Creek Christian Academy. Over to the corner, pass back over to Williams it will go. And that ball will cascade around. That three-point shot is short on the line. But we see the big man go up, and that bounces just outside of the rim. 56-38 the score.
Nice.
With just 24 seconds to go, and that becomes 39 as that first free throw goes in. And can he get his second to go? And that'll bounce in nicely.
Still just 11 points ahead.
Gray Bees now looking to add back to their lead. The three-point shot, and that is good. Once again, the bread and butter for this Gray Bees team, that great three-point shooting. They must be the high school version of the Warriors.
There's a correction there. I meant to say 19 points ahead. 11 points ahead is a bit too hopeful.
A little
right
too
now.
generous for what the Gray Bees have done on the offensive end. The big man turns, and he'll just throw it up himself. Looks like Leach Kong, looks like he had a jersey change. He was originally shown on our roster as 22. He has been changed to 34, so we'll have to remember that.
What game's left?
That layup goes up and bounces out, but a foul is going to be called here by the Eagles.
This is Rock Creek and St. Benedict, right?
Yeah.
So we still got 2 more games.
Yep.
8-7 Bishop, Chambersburg, and Cedar Cliff.
Beautiful, beautiful. Excellent shot there by number 21, David Johnson of St. Benedict.
So we're behind. That next game is supposed to start at 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah, it's 7:30 right now.
By half hour.
61-42 the score with 6.5 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Eagles trying to hold on to whatever they can.
Excellent pass. Little John.
That little hook pass, that will not stay in bounds. It'll go back over to St. Benedict. As Vassell will come back over and inbounds past this to his teammate. Standing there is number 4, Canal Parnell.
Good attempt to catch the ball by Little John, though.
I definitely give a lot of credit for the Eagles for hanging in. This is obviously a tough pill to swallow, seeing so many three-pointers go against you. Logo threes in the corner. It's been all happening now.
But you got to really appreciate not Little John's, but well, him too, but Williams' defense right there. He was on his opponent. He didn't let go. And right now, looks like the ball is going to St. Benedict.
Backcourt pass, as that will go back over to Vassell. Vassell now driving, and he puts the brakes on. He almost slips out of his own shoes. Vassell gets the ball back from his teammate. He passes it across the arc. And that'll go back over to Tyler Johnson. Johnson with some nifty dribbles, and he'll shoot from 3 far back. Ooh. And that's just inside. Won't go. Loose ball, fight by both squads as that rolls over, and Kong will get that for the Eagles.
Good take by the Eagles there.
Williams trying to make something happen here. 5:18 to go now. Williams looks over, sees Kong. Will go over to Davis instead, and Davis, Jordan Davis, Ronnie Davis, correction. Ronnie Davis makes that 3. Maurice Vassell. We'll see what he's got to say. Vassell kicking it outside. That three-pointer, and that'll be rebounded by Davis. So after the three-pointer, he gets the rebound defensively. Davis will hand over to Kong, and it'll go over to Williams. Williams will drive. Williams goes up. They're going to wave that off and say that's a travel. So much going for you. Start you're down. You can't afford to have any slip-ups here. Down by 16. Now we see Johnson, after getting the ball, hands it back over to Vassell. Vassell looking to ice this clock out with 4:30 to go now as Williams gets screened inside. And we're going to get back-to-back travels now against the Graybees.
Good coverage there by number 34 of the Eagles, as he definitely prevented that ball from heading anywhere close to that net, and his height definitely does play an advantage to that as well.
That's Kong that has a different jersey on. He normally would wear number 22, but he has switched to 34. And look at that pass. That goes over to Ronnie Davis, and he gets the dunk to go. Ronnie Davis throwing it down. Look at the backboard shake.
Yeah.
Tyler Johnson trying to make something happen here. We see a lovely dunk out of the Eagles.
It's a bit of a rough grab and go there.
That'll stay with the Graybees. But again, I want to mention real quick on what a beautiful dunk that was. We've mentioned so far the work that Ronnie Davis has been doing. He had the three-point shot, the defensive rebound, and then he throws it down on the breakaway.
Absolutely.
Three-point shot to answer the call. That's the Graybees' MO the entire game, and they will not let this lead falter. That's Kong deep from two, and that's rebounded by the Graybees. That's Vassell carrying it near side court as he throws it up, and that's almost an alley-oop try. That'll get bounced off the board, roll out. Two of the Eagles trying to create the ball.
The laws of physics just was not there for St. Benedict on that one.
I thought you were about to say the laws of physics don't apply. Well, that dunk by Davis, you would say that I would say that Davis's dunk there definitely made it look like the gravity got sucked up right underneath the hoop.
Definitely so.
That's 21. David Johnson, we've mentioned Ty Law so much. David Johnson back-to-back three throws to go in. And now Williams has some work to do, and over to Davis, the star for the Eagles right now. Davis hands back over to Williams. Williams sees Kong to his right. And we see some scrappiness going on, and now three-point shot, that's rebounded by Kong. And now the Graybees are going over. They have the ball, and that's an alley-oop tip, and that goes just out, rebounded by the Graybees. And that's Ty Johnson who has the ball. Ty gets a screen, and his pocket gets picked, and now Williams has a breakaway here, 2-on-2, and that roll in, and they're going to call an offensive. Actually, no, they're going to call that on one.
49-66.
Once again, we see Ronnie Davis contributing to his Eagles brethren. Obviously, a lot of people watching the broadcast now or in the future. There's some footage there to add to your resume, Davis. Between the dunk that we saw, the three-point shot, defensive plays all around, you're having yourself a game, young man.
Still got a way to go, but
double defense, and they're going to call foul there on Davis. A little too excited there. Nonetheless, having himself a game to remember. That ball gets launched over to the official on the other end.
Bit of a discussion here with St. Benedict with their coach. Game should resume shortly.
We're going to have some substitutions now. It looks like number 5, Aw, will come out of the game. We're going to have 13, Coron Spain. I'm sure they're probably giving their backups a chance to get some game time in. It looks like they are not seceding right now, conceding defeat, but giving their other guys some time to play as Colin gets the rebound. Goes over to Davis. He was about to pull up from 30 himself. Kong, and he's about to hand off, but he changes his mind. He hands it back over to Davis. Davis hands it back. Another pump fake, and that three-pointer, and that bounces off the front of the rim. Graybees on the attack now, we can see, and that layup goes up and in. And we have a steal here. Graybees on the attack. Number 4 pushes back now. That's Parnell. Parnell looking over. Corner 3 is up, and that goes off the rim. They fight for that, but the Eagles will come out victorious.
Williams looks like he's, there we go.
Williams with a deep mid-range shot to go. 68-52 with 1:48 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Winning gung-ho, wasted no time at all. All right, got number 2, Maurice Facile of St. Benedict to make this free throw.
Facile has done so much for his teammates here. St. Benedict Preparatory School, probably watching this game. I'm sure you're proud of a guy you go to classes with, seen in your neighborhood. I'm sure you're proud of his work now and for what he may be doing in the future. A lot of these kids, you know, there's so much looking forward to them in the future. You see Facile, he is a junior. He still has a whole another year to add to his resume. As this game winds down to 1:40, and look at the score now. St. Benedict's Prep School up by 18, 70-52 against the Eagles. Safe to say, with 1:40 left here, they're going to ice out the clock and walk away with the victory here.
Certainly seems that way. That's what we saw at the last game. One of the players was just kind of holding on to the ball as the clock just drained out, and that was that.
Well, if you remember with the Kings game earlier on, you could say they were trying so hard to end the game, but you ended up seeing the Clippers, they would just not go away, and the Gravies want to add more to their score.
Hey, more's always better. More the merrier.
And a timeout's going to be called here with 1:13 left.
And stay tuned. We have another game coming up. It's Imhotep versus St. Benedict.
Up by 20 here with 1:13 to go.
It says it twice.
Imhotep versus Bishop Walsh at 7 o'clock. It was intended to play. Obviously, it's gone 20 minutes over for that. And now the Eagles with 1:10 left. Can they add any more to this game before it goes away? And now Kong will hold the pass from Davis. Kong with his big frame checks in but loses the ball. We see Facile again throws on the dance shoes for another round of boogie. Looks like a push foul called. And now we're going to have number 22 go to the line. That's Everton Brown, forward 6'10 junior. I mentioned him during the halftime show as a potential person to bring in for pick and roll if it ever led to the Eagles getting back into the game. But 20 points up, it's merely getting in and seeing if you can get these free throws to go for your own benefit. This will not go, and Eagles rebound. It's number 13. That would be Goran Spain. Got some missed shots all around. No one wants to hold on to the ball. And we see the nice reception there, and we almost have a dunk over on this end. So we saw before, Ronnie Davis had the dunk, and that would have been number 24. That's Leonardo Cola would have had a dunk himself.
And at this point, it's just kind of target practice for St. Benedict as they just get these points up there.
I'm sure.
30 seconds on the clock. I think it's pretty obvious who's coming out as the victor tonight.
Obviously, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but at the same time, you kind of want to have a little bit of fun with this. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. I'm sure Coach will talk with them after the game. Hey, you're up by this much. You might want to kind of cool your jets a bit.
And it's definitely to be noted that Rock Creek has some really great performance tonight, and they shouldn't go home feeling like they've lost at a tremendous level. I mean, a loss is a loss. It's not a win, but at the same time, the performance was on par.
Well, in the end, we need to think less about really the outcome of this game and remember why both clubs are here, why all the clubs are here. Obviously, we've talked about this time and time again. Dr. King's message, I have a dream, and this whole thing, stand against racism for things that have come in the past. And we get an alley-oop dunk there, and that will ice this game for sure. With 6 seconds to go, we finally see a dunk on part of the St. Benedict's. And while the clock ends, we were about to see another highlight there.
You might as well, Mike.
That would have been crazy if he made that happen. You could see everybody awe at that. And just like that, that's the end of the game. St. Benedict's Prep School goes up for a victory, 75-52 against Rock Creek Christian Academy. That's going to be our 6th game of the day. We'll be right back to get you our next game, which will be Imhotep versus Bishop Walsh. This is Dylan Offerman, alongside me, my co-host
Maximilian Keeper.
And this is Roxamore Sports Network. We'll be right back after this message.